are going to be doing the Ballistic Pendulum Lab. So if we go over here, we have our setup. I went ahead and taped, I went ahead and taped our pendulum part. It's top heavy because of this system, so it likes to fall over. So I went ahead and just secured it. That's all I did. And I made sure everything was straight already. You want the hammer part of your pendulum to be straight. So when you shoot your ballistics, the marble will actually go into it when it lined up. You also want this part here to be at 0 degrees, because when the ball hits, it will move this, and it can tell us what angle the pendulum got to. So this is the pendulum part. So, remember what unit we did pendulums with? That was unit 1 with energy. So I'm making you think all the way back to unit 1. We're gonna make sure this is at 0. And then this is our ballistic. Basically what we're gonna do is we're only gonna pull it back to 1 notch. 2 to 3 notches, because these are new equipment, is a little too strong for getting it lined up. And I actually think I grabbed the wrong one. I think this is gonna end up being too tall. Maybe not. We'll see if this works. It might be too tall. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line up to the best of our ability, and our goal is to shoot the marble into there and see how far it goes up. So that's our goal. There are 2 PDFs that go with this lab. There's one that has the questions to go along with it, and then number 2 is helpful hints. It'll help you with the math part of it. So please look at both of those PDFs. So our little marble, we're going to put in here, and I'm going to do my best to line it up. We are taking safety precautions. I am making sure I'm pointing it towards the wall. So if it does miss, all the extra energy will go towards the wall and not towards a human being, because these little suckers can fly. Let's see if I can hold on to it. You are going to hear a potentially loud noise. And it did not line up. Okay, so that's what happens. Basically, what they have done, if you're in the lab, you sit there and mess with it until you get it lined up. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead, if you notice they had the screws on there, I went ahead and took off the screws and seeing if that will help with the height. I'm gonna pull it back 1 notch. And again, we're gonna do our best to line it up. The marble doesn't fall out steady. I might need to get a little bit closer. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. As we get it too far away, what do you think pulls it down? Hopefully you said gravity. And if it doesn't start going in at this point in time, we will treat it as an elastic collision when it hits and bounces off, instead of an inelastic collision when it hits and sticks. Because the whole point is we want to do an inelastic collision, so the marble pretty much goes into the hammer, and 2 objects, which is the marble and the hammer of the pendulum, become one. That's the goal. See if we can do it. Okay, so we'll treat that as an elastic collision. It happens, it's okay. So what is our angle? So you can zoom in and see what our angle is at. You will need to record that into your data table. So let's do, so that was trial 1. Let's do trial 2. Here we go. So that would be our trial 2.
Start.
Okay, here's trial 3.